first year of school, we were in high school, we were in California. Oh, man. I started laughing. Are you kidding me? Freezing my face. He said, no. That's correct. Yeah, exactly. They know something. Asking a lot of questions. You're entrepreneurs like everybody else. Get the message to my head. Okay, sounds good to me. Sounds good to me.
All right. Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome here to Keystone Coin. This is our weekly Thursday evening auction. My name is Ron. If you have any issue during the sale, let us know and we'll do what we can to get you back on track. All right. We keep in mind everything is sold at its as is condition except the way community art on real sales report, unless we tell you otherwise, in which case you may be entitled to it or perhaps the seller's title. Ours are amendment keys, we do not charge for those. If we happen to make a key in order to start a vehicle, I'll do my best to remind you what the key charge is prior to the bidding process, because that will be added on to the purchase price, okay? All right, the only other add-on we have here, actually we have two other add-ons. We have a platform fee and we have a 10% parking tax. That does get added on to each and every vehicle, all right? We do sell everything that says it's condition, like I said, exactly the way it came into the audit. There are no guarantees, warranties of any kind, neither expressed nor implied, as to the make, the model, the year, the color, and everything else. So what you see is what you get. That's why we have inspection time for you to come in, take a look at the vehicles, and then you can make an informed decision as to what you wish to pay. All right, as far as payment goes, we will take cash, we will take MasterCard, Visa, debit cards, as long as those cards are in your name. The registered bidder, okay? Then we do encourage you to get your vehicle out tonight, but we're not gonna stay here forever. So if you heard this, get your vehicles out of here in a timely fashion, right? If you can't get it out tonight, no, don't panic. Cause we're gonna give you till 12 noon tomorrow, to get your vehicle out. But if you do leave your vehicle here past 12 noon tomorrow, there will be an additional day for the storage added on to that vehicle, okay? All right, online people, welcome one and all. Same thing applies to you too. You can come in tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. We'll let you know. And you get your quote due if you get your vehicle out as well, okay? All right. Let's see, I don't think we have the agenda here tonight. Let me check my list here. Nope, doesn't look like anything on there. There's a long lane, so it all goes out, okay? All right, anybody have any questions? No questions, all right, if you guys are all in here, and you're all right on here, you can watch us as we go. Bang, bang, bang. Let's do it, huh?
As soon as they pay, they gotta go and pay.
All right, so as soon as you guys pick up tonight, our manager here just informed me he would like you to go outside, get your vehicle released, okay? If you can do that, that would be great. That would help us out. Okay, hey, what do you want me? Can't go to sleep. If I have to be awake, you have to be awake. Okay, here we go. I don't think I forgot anything, but anyways, let's go to work. Here's number one, a 2013 BMW 528i model, Ford automatic, straight automatic. You said 14. How about 15? How about 15? 16, 16, 17, 18, 18, 18, 19, 2 grand. How about two? We're gonna get two. 21, 21, 21 get numbers. How about 21? I got you with two. How about 21? Get a half. But no one. And no half. And two. And a half. And three. How about 23? We're gonna get three. Now half. Now four. Four. Now half. And now five. And now a half. How about a half? And I got 25 and a half. Six. Now half. How about half? He's on site. 26. 26 and a half. How about 26 out of 50, 50, gotta 50, 50, 50, and we sold it. Front row at 2,600, and let's see, more, 3 minutes. It is 98, okay, he's gonna come up to the front. Here's number two, here we go. 98, all right, here we got the on the court, guys. You're gonna do here, who about how many times? I got down to go where, council, left. How about 11, 11, 3, 3, 11, the pound, prayer, How about 12? He's 11. You 12, give me half. I got a half here, 12. 12, 12 and a half. And 13 and a half. And 14 and a half. And 15 and a half. And 16. How about 16? 16 and a half. 17. 17. Gonna go 17 and a half. And a half. Money 17 over here. How about 17? How about 50, 50, 50, now 18, 18, sir. 18, money's over there, 17 and a half, 18, you get a half? 19. 19, that's even better, now half, and 2 grand. How about 2? 19 and a half here, 2 grand. How about 2? You're gonna get 2, you're gonna get 2 grand, you're gonna get 2 grand, 2 grand, and I sold it 10. For 1950, you're gonna go to about 8, right? Here's number 3. Here comes an 09. Hey, we're gonna be in W535 on out here. 400 minutes, we're doing on 80 bucks in the key charge. It does run, guys, right? I'm the dealer, it does run. Here we go for about 1,000. I got 1,000 to go where? But 1,000 to go to the BMW. All right. 6. How about 6, 7, 7, 8, 9. How about 9 here, 1,000, 11, how about 12, and 13, 14, 15. How about 15? Gonna go 15. Money's 14 here, and a half. Now 15, and a half, and a half, 16, and a half, and 17, and a half, and a half, 18, and a half, 19. How about 19, 18 and a half here, 19, now half. How about 100 here, 15, gonna go 50, 50, 19, 19, yes sir. I got 19 over there, 19 and a half, and we have silver things standing up right there at 1900, 1900. Number, he's got to hold it up there. He has buyer number 13. Lucky 13, he's going to come right up now. And here's number 4. Here comes the 2012. They got the Chevy Malibu guys. It goes run for 100 minutes. Straight to the run. Hey, you also sell the title guys. We're about 900. We're about 900 about 3, 3 and a half, 4, now half. I got a half there. And 5, and a half. Give me half, right here, 6. 6, and then half, give me half. Half, 6 right here, 6 and a half, 7. 7, you got 7, now half, you turn again, I get 7 and a quarter, 7 and a half. You got a half, 75. About 75, 8, now quarter, now half, 8 and a half, 8, 50. Thing, 115, 75, 75, 75, $900, now 9. I have time, not quarter. And a quarter, 9, quarter, fee, now half. How about 90 quarters online? How about 950 there? 975? How about 975? Now 1,000. And 1,000, 1,000 to go, 1,000 to go, 1,000 down and a quarter. And a quarter, I do. 10 right here, 10 and a quarter, guys. How about 10 and a quarter and a quarter, quarter? No, half. How about a half? Also 25 there online. 1,050. And 1,050, 50, 1,050, 50, and we sold it. 1,025 online, right? And let's see here, here's number 5. Here comes up 2016. Fiat 500, that's wrong.
Hold on one second.
Oh, hold on. I'll take mine.
Number 3, who's your bid?
Number 3, bidder was 13.
Is what?
13?
13?
Number 3.
Okay, number 4.
Bidder was online.
How much was it? What was the amount?
1025. There we go. I don't know. All right, we're squared away now.
Okay.
All right, here's number 5. Here's a 16 Fiat, guys, 500 model. Somebody got about 1,000. 80 bucks on key charge. 1,000, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18, 19, 2 there, only 1, 2, 3, 23, 3, 1, 3, and 4, about 4, 23 here, 4 there, 5. How about 25? Money's over there at 24, 25. How about 25? Get him, huh? How about a 50, 50, 15, 15, 15, 24 and a half online, 25. How about 25? You guys are all up. How about 25 for the numbers and we silver thing, 20, 40, 50, online, okay? And here's number 6. Here comes the 98, 25, break, 2 minutes, we go on, give me about online. How about 900 bucks? He said 3, 3 and a quarter. How about 3 and a quarter? 300, 3 and a quarter. I got 3. 3 and a quarter, quarter here. 3 and a quarter, and a half, 75, now 4, and 4, now a quarter, and a quarter, or and a half, 75, and 5, 500. How about 5? 5 here, $500 here, quarter where? Online at 5, 5 and a quarter, quarter, did we show him online? Number six, I'm sorry, 500, the buyer, number six, that's the way that went, here's number seven. Here comes an old seven Pontiac, that's a Honda Piper, okay,
That is correct. That is
got a, better go back to school, and maybe read here, okay, here we go. Honda Piper, there we go. Hey, it runs, guys, 80 bucks a key charge, for their Honda Matic, straight around, give me 1,000. I got time to go, you want five? I got three and a half. I got a half right here and four. Somebody get four. You want four, sir? And a half, and five, and a half, and a half, and six, and a half, and seven, and seven, and a half, and eight, and a half, and a half. Eight's over there. Eight, I got 50 on nine, putting on nine, no half. I'm a half, 9 at 50. I got nine over here. 9 and a half, how about a quarter? How about quarter and a quarter and a quarter down here, yes, and a half, the 75, and 1,000, and 1,000, and 1,000, minus 75. Take 1,000, yes, you are. How about 1,000 to go, 1,000 to go, 1,000 to go, down here, so the thing. 975, number 8 is buyer. I here we go, number 8 car, 1,700 quarts. All right, it runs, guys, for the Honda Matic, salvage title here, 80 bucks a key charge. Hey, you put about 800, they got lots, I got 3 again, I got a quarter. I'm about 3 and a quarter, here, 3 and a quarter, and he's in the 3 and a quarter. How about a half, 175, we're gonna go 75. How about 75, right here, now 4, not quarter, now half, 75. How about 75, 4, 75, back in no pounds, and a quarter. How about a quarter, guys? I have 5 over here, 5 and a quarter. How about 5 and a pay? Don't look at your phone, look at me. 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half, and 75. How about 75? He's 5 and a half, 75 out here, 6. How about 6? Now quarter. How about quarter? 6 and a quarter here, he's in at 6 over there. How about 6 and a quarter? Okay, and a half, with 75, return. 675, and 7. How about 7? We're gonna go 7, 6, 75, 7. We're gonna go 7, 7, 9 and a quarter, and that quarter, your turn. How about 7 and a quarter? He's thinking 7 and a quarter, 7 and a half. How about a half? Yes, sir. I got 7 and a quarter. How about 50? I'm gonna go 50, 57, 50, and 50, 50 right here now. 75. How about 75? How about 775? Here's a bit like old ladies. What's going on? 775, 75, 8. See, I told you, people like old ladies. 75, 8, 800. How about 8? 800 bucks. How about 8? Your turn. How about 800, and my silver thing over here? 775, 775. What's your number there, my friend? 107, right? Come on up, please. 107 to buy the last car. Here's number 9. Here we go with an 04, BMW by 30i. Salvage title, guys. For them out of minute, right at the window there. Straight on the right here, guys. Who was about 9, here, 3, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. How about half? 350, 3 and a half, 75. I'm going to go 75. A quarter, and a quarter. And a quarter, and a quarter. What was over here? And a quarter here, and a half. 4 and a half, no 75, no 500, no quarter. And a quarter, is over there, a quarter on 9, 5 and a half. Okay, 75, 6. How about 6? Now a quarter, 6 and a quarter, 6 and a half, 75, and 7, now a quarter, and a half, 7 and a half. And 75, now we need 800, now we return 8, and now a quarter, now a half. And I have no 75, 900. How about 9 to the dollar? 9, not quarter, quarter, now half, 7 and a half, and a half. Yes, okay, 75, and 1,000, and 1,000, and a quarter, and a half, and 75. Okay, we got 75, 10 and a half here, 1075, 75, 75, here we have sold it. 1,050 to number 92, okay? And I'll be looking for you at the window there, okay? Here we go, here's number 10, here comes a 98. Here the county card, got it, those wrong, 4 wrong, automatic, straight around here, over about 800. How about 800 bucks, 400 bucks, good 4, 3, 3 and a quarter. I got 3 and a quarter, and a quarter, right here, and a half, where you're 350. And a 50, he's 3 and a quarter, right now, 75, not 4, not quarter. On side at 4, quarter, half, 1 and a half, 75, no 5. How about 5, 4 and 75 there, I need 5. How about 5 to 11, I think, you're gonna go 5, you're gonna go 5, you're gonna go 5, you're sold it, sorry. It's already gone, sold it. 475, I look right at you. Yeah, what's your number here? I'm sorry?
135?
135, okay, thank you. 135 is mine. Here's car number 11. Here comes an 01. It's a Camry car, guys. All right, for the automatic. Give me about 9. How about 9 and a bucks? 3. Regular 43 and a half. I got a half. 75. How about 75? I got a 75 over 400 down on the floor. And over here. You can have over here. 50, 50, 75. 75. I got it down on the 5. 475 the back. On the 5. You want to go 5? Now quarter. And that goes over to the 50, you gotta go 50, your turn. And 75, now 6, now quarter, now half, now 75. How about 75? He's 6 and a half, 6, 75, 7, now quarter. How about 7 and a quarter and a half, 750. And the 50, 50, you gotta go 50, 50, guys, and they tell me 700, 50 here, and 75, 775, $800. They have another down here, and now waiting, we're gonna go waiting, we're gonna go waiting, we're gonna go waiting, 100 down here, and I saw it there, right there. For 775. What was it? What's your number? What? 29 is mine, right? Here we go, number 12, that's another 7. Alexis, RX350, $4. That's great, right here, guys, how much? What about 800? Number they had about 4. What? And a half. And a half. I got 4. 4 and a half right here. 5. And a 5. And a half. And a half. Give me 50, 50, 55. There. Give me quarter. A quarter. Now half. Now 75. Now 6. How about 6? 600. How about 6? I get 6 and a quarter. 6 and a half. 75. How about 75? Round 6. 6 and a half. How about 600? How about 9? 700 and a quarter. And the quarter 7's over here. Now it's 7 and a quarter. Okay. Now 7 and a half, 75. How about 75? We're going to go 75. 800. Now we, 8. And now 800. Everybody. And now we here. We can have 775 online. 8, here. We saw it. 775 online. Okay. Right here's number 13. Lucky 13 is an old one Chevy Express van. That's the third one, automatic, so we're right here, they're gonna give me about, how much? That's a nice one, give me 5, how about, she said, trade a quarter. How much regular quarter, the quarter, 325, I'm gonna have, 75. How about 75, he's 3 and a half, 75, 4, now a quarter. And the quarter guys, quarter, and a half, and now 75. How about 75, and now 500. How much time do I have? Now 5, here, 475, to 5. How about on here, so the 74, 75, number 6 is the winner, right here's car, 14 is on all 4. This is a, AWP, guys, right? $2, and the transfers are on, we need, 700. How about 7? You want 7? Now 8. How about 8? I have 700. 800, give me half. How about 7 and a half? Quarter, half, 75. 75, 8, and a quarter, no half. 8 and a half. 8, 50, 75, 75, 900, here we go, 900, a quarter. A quarter, here, 9's over here, now I'm a quarter, now half. How about a half second? No, 75. How about 75? 9 and a half car right here in the middle. How about 9, 75? There we go, 75, 75, 75, and we have solar tank. Right, 950, 950. So what's your number here? Number 41, right? Come on up, please. All right, here we go. Come on up. Here's number 15. Here we go. We're level 4. BMW 325 CI model, 2-door Honda Medic. Hey, let's see here. 800. How about 800? You said 3 and a quarter. Quarter half. That little bit. That's all. How about a half? 75. How about 75? Now 4. Now a quarter. Now half. How about a half? Are you saying 4 and a quarter? Got a half online. 75. Now 5. How much we times it over? That quarter, if I only 550. How much 50, 50, we're gonna go 50, 50. How much over is over here on site? 5 and a half. How much 5 and a half? Okay, you know, 75. Gotta go 75. You know, 6. How about 6? 600. How about 600 like this? How about 600? Gotta be 600, 600. Here you have solar tank. 575, number 8 is the buyer, right? Here we go to number 16, oh, lucky 14. And the Honda like the car. All right, here we go, another many. Hey, let's see what happened there. Got a little boo-boo right there in the front. Already fine, 800, 800 bucks. What's it? 4, 5. How about 5? He's 4. Take 5. Take a half out. A quarter. A half. And a half. 4 and a half. 75. How about 75? And now 500. A quarter. How about 40 and a quarter? He's in the front over here. Over here. Need a half. 75. How about 75? 75, 6. 6 on site. No quarter. How about a quarter? Okay. 75. We're going to go 75. And 7, how about 7 and a quarter, 7 and a quarter, what do you say? A quarter and a half, now 75, we're gonna go 75. How about 75, 75, now 800 and a quarter, 825. That's what I asked for to start with, was 8, why don't you just get 8, no quarter. Hey, we're on side of 8 and a quarter? No, so, that's $800, I find a number 800 the number 8, right? Here we go, here's star 17, oh, come on. On the chair, the camera, select card. You know, automatic schedule around $30 of the judge now, 800 for that. He says, hey, okay, get enough order. How about we get a quarter? Only a salary, quarter half. You want a half, 75, and a quarter, and a quarter, and a half. How about a half? Now 75, and 5, 500, and a quarter, and a half. How about a half? 550, stop it over here. I got a half, 75, 75, 6. How about 6, 600, yes, sir. 5, 75 in the middle. How about 6? How about 600, 600, 600 down here? Do you have silver tank for 575, 575? And he's got a number there. So which number? Number is 52. You got it. 52 is my here's car 18. This is a 20 club. 86. Quarter on the man. Speak of the Roger County. They give me time and time. I got 5, 3, 4, 3.5, 4. I got 74, $400 here, we're going to go $400, $400. How about four? So the whole car, $400 silver. 375, number 6 is my area. That is number 19. Oh, it's from here.
375 to number 6.
Yes, sir.
Who was no engine? The Audi was no engine?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
That's okay.
Anymore.
It is. He's gonna go downhill, you know, he lives on top of a hill in this school. Okay, here we go.
I didn't get
Hey.
into the top of the hill.
We got food trucks, you know?
Okay, all right.
Here we go, here's number 19, here we be some central car. All right, quarter on the money, hey, son, this type of guy is 800, they got about 3, they get a quarter half. You want a half? No? So, that's where you get a quarter, number 6 is, one of them, right? Fine. And it's number 20, that was up to the other one. All right, here we have a 13, Chevy, Chevy Sun. Now you got it, quarter on the money, that's the county line, they get about 5, how about you said 2 quarter. How about 2 quarter, 2 quarter guys, I can see you 3.5, and then a 4.5, and a quarter, he's in the 4.5, that's 4.25. 4.5. Give me half, here, half, 75. How about 75, there goes 75. How about 75, 500, no quarter, 525, use 5, and a quarter, and a half. How about half, 75, we're gonna go 75, how about half over here? How about 575, we're gonna go 75, we're gonna go 6. How about 600? How about 600, 600 here in the quarter, 625, 26, 6 and a quarter. How about 6 and a quarter in the quarter here is around, and we sold it. That's 600 online, 600 online, number 21. Okay.
Just give me a sec. I'll be right back.
Repeat it from here, right?
You look great.
Yeah, I told him.
Yes, sir. What's up?
Did that house not have a motor in it?
I don't think it did. Okay, are we good? Almost? Oh,
Just trying to see what we got. It's okay.
we're good? We'll make it, don't worry. All right, that's right. Hey, we're gonna sell this infinity card. Now, here's number 21, 2010, G37 model, quarter automatic, should be run, 150 in the cards. I've got 10, 10 and a quarter, 10 and a half, 75. And then, and over a half, over a half, here, 50, 50, over the back row. How much over a half here? 13? 13, sir? 13? No, huh? I got a half, I got 13 back there. 13, 150, 14. How about 14? Hey, it's your turn. Watch me. Don't look at your phone. Watch me. Come on. I just said, over here. 13 and a half, 14, 75. Okay, fine. Now 14. How about 14 and a quarter? Now half. Got a half. See, it's good. Give me half. 14 and a half. Page 14 and a quarter. 14 had about 15. Now 75. 75, 15. How about 15? It's your turn. 15? How about 15? We're gonna go 15, 15 and a half, 15, 15, 16, how about 15, how about 50, 50, how about 50, 16? How about 16, 16, you wanna do 16, what do you say? How about 16, is that wrong? So, at 15, 50, 15, 50, 43 divided, 43 divided, right? Yes, sir. Here's number 22. Here comes a 2025 on my Sonata. This is easy in, easy out, indoors. Okay. Good. Yeah, it's kind of strict out there. What you see is what you get. Okay, fine. Who about that one? Up? Okay. 3 grand, 31. Oh, 31. Give me 3 and a half, 4, 4 and a half, 5, 5 and a half, 5 and a half. You're 5, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, 6. How about 6? No half, 6 and a half, no 7, and a half, and 8 and a half, and 9 and a half, and 1,000 and a half. Right there, 11, 11 and a half, no 12 and a half, 2 grand, 21, 21, 23, 3 grand, 31. See, you should have been 3 grand on the asphalt. I got 3 grand, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 38, money's 37 in here, 38. How about 38, 39, 4 grand, and 4 grand, 39, 4. How about 4 grand, 4 grand, and I sold it. At 3,900 to 103, 3,900 to 103, okay? That's a deal. Didn't think I do it myself, but not what I did. Okay. Here we go, here's 23. This is an 05. Hey, we got a Ford Explorer, Sport Tech on that. 100 minutes, we got a ride here, 900. How about 90 bucks? How about 5? How about a half? I got 5 really, 5 and a half, 5 and a quarter, 10 and a half. How about 100, maybe 50, 50, 50, 5 and a quarter, 5, 15, gonna go 50, 50, 500, 50, now 75, now 6. How about 6? We're back on site, by 75, 6. How about 600, and a quarter, and a quarter, now half, and 75, and 7, and a quarter, okay, and a half, 75. How about 75, 1 8, and a quarter, and a half, 75, 9. How about 9, 8, 70 on site, 9, and a quarter. And a quarter here, 9 here, quarter, now half, 75,000, neat, and a half. How about a half, yes sir, 1,000, half, 11. How about 11, no half, 11, 50, 11's over here, 11 and a half. Are you ready? 11 and a half, now 12, and a half, and a half, I got 12 on site, 12 and a half. How about 12, 15, gonna go 50, 50, 12, 50, what do you say? 12, 50, 50, quarter and a half, 12 and a half, you go some more. How much 12 and a half, 12 and a quarter, 12, 50, 50, 50, so okay. We're 25, online, right, here we go, number 24, number 6, Mini Cooper. All right, that's not $2 a minute, what do you say, $30 fee charge? Yes, sir. Hey, give me 1,000. How about 5 over there, well, give me 5 bucks for it. How about 5, who wants 5? How about 5, 3, 4. I got 3, 4, give me 4 and quarter, no half. And 75, ready? 75, 4. How about 4? 3, 5, 4, quarter and a half, 75. How about 75, on site, 4 and a half, 75, 5, and a quarter, no half. How about 5 and a half, and a quarter, 75, no 6, and a quarter. And a quarter and a half, 625. How about the kind of 50, you gotta go 50, 50, 600, 50, 50, 50, and we sold it. Then 625 online, here we go with number 30, 25, 25. Is that nice, Pontiac out there, guys? All right, the project car for somebody, turned out nice, though, look at that, flames and everything, okay, here we go. Hey, what about, 2 grand? Who put a thousand? I don't think it has a motor. No problem. No more, no problem. 5, 3, 4. How about 4 here and a half? 4, 3 and a half, 4. You gotta go 4, 7 and a half, 4. How about 400 here? 400, a quarter, go half. That's 75, no 5, no quarter, no half. How about 175? Do something good in spare time. There you go. 75 sales, 600 and a quarter. How about quarter, 6 and a quarter, 6 and a half? Come on, guys, let's go. How about my huge anymore now? How much it comes up at 50, you're gonna go 50, 70, 70, 100, and a quarter, and a quarter, need a quarter, 7 quarters, 7 and a half. How about 100, 50, 75, you're gonna go 75, 7, 75. And now 8, now quarter, 8, 25, 800, and a quarter. Come on, guys, don't have like all these, just this. 825, no, so, at $800 online, all right, here we go, here's card number 26 and 09, Mercedes ML 350. Right, 400 minutes, figure around 1,000. Who gave me 1,000? I got 5, need 6. How about 6? 6, and now 600 pounds, 6, 6, 7. How about 7 here? 8, 8 here, 9, 9 here, 1,000. 1,000 no left. How about 11, 11 here? I got 1,000 right there, 11 here, give me 11 and a half, a quarter half, 75. How about 75? 11 and a half, 75, 12. How much for 11.70 from online? 12 on site, now a quarter. How much for a quarter? Okay, 150 right here, now 75. How about 75? Now 13, 13. How about 13? 1,300 and a quarter, 25. I got 13 over here, 13 and a quarter and a half. And a half, that's 75. There goes 75. He's 13 and a half here. How about 13, 75? There goes 75, 14. How about 14, not quarter, 25. How about 25? You're gonna go 25, 25. What do we say? Now a half. How about a half? 14, 50, now 75. How about 75? 14, 75. 15. And now 15, now half. Now we're $50 for people. How about 15, 150? Now 16. 16. 16, now half. And a half. Go back on cycle 16. Now half. Come on. Hey, what was your first? 16 and a half. 1,650, and we sold it on site at 1,600, number 23 is Maya. All right, here we go, she's gonna come right up. Here's number 27 or 2,000. It's a material Land Cruiser, guys. It does run. 4-door, automatic, straight run right here. How much would have been here? Who would have found that? 1,000, 11, 23, 4, 5, 6, 26, 7. How about 7? We're gonna go 7 here, 7 here, 7. I do 26 on this side, and a half, not 7. And 7, 7 here, 26 and a half, 27, and a half, and a half, 1 and a half. Now 8, there's a boot up. 8, now half, 28, 50. And 50, you're gonna go 50, 50, 28, 50. What do you say? 9, 9, 100 here, 9, 9, what do you do? How about 29? We're gonna go 9, now 15, now 3 grand. How about 3 grand? You're gonna get 3 grand. Come on, guys. How much 3 grand? 31, 31. You're there with me. How about 31? 31 $. 31, 32. How about 32? How about 32? 32, 32. The two purchases up. 32. Summer tank at 3,100 online, okay? That's the way we do that. Here's card number 28. Here comes the 01 Chevy Tahoe. And the Tahoe runs guys. 640 minutes. Give it around. Move on time inside. I got down to the go where? How about $500? You want mine? I got 4, 5, 6. No, that's 6, 7. No 7. Not a half. Not a quarter. Not a half. And no 75. 800 and a quarter and a half. 8 and a half. 850, 70, come down. 900 and a quarter. 925. And a half. 950. And then 75. There goes 75. And right here, 1,000. And 1,000. 975 on site. 1,000. And 1,000 to go. 1,000 to go. And 9 and a quarter. Now quarter, I got 10 over here. How about 10 and a quarter? Now quarter, yes, no, and the quarter half. How about a half? Let's see what. And what time is it? 50, 50, one time is it 50, one time is it 50, now I'm going to summertime over here. At 1025, 1025, we'll see. 58 divided, 58 divided, he's coming right up here, it's number 29 card. All right, here we go. The 19 on the policy, that's it. 400 members, for the line, who will find the I guess 4 grand, it's even better, 40, 22, 5. 5 grand, 51. How about 51? We're gonna go 1, 2, here, 3, 4, we're gonna go 3, 53, 54, 55, 6, 7, and 7, 7, now 58, you know what? At 58, come on, guys, let's go. At 58, 9, we're gonna go 9, we're gonna go 9, now 6,000. How about 6,000? Hey, first return, 61, 62. How about 62, 63, 62, 63. How about 63? How about 63, 4? How about 4? Yes, sir. Over here. 6'3", 6'4". How about 6'4", 6'5", 6'6"? How about 66, 67? How about 67, 67, 66, 67, 8, 68, 6,008, 9. How about 9? Yes, sir. 68 on site. 69. How about 9? Pink first and coach first. We both off. 69. 7 grand. How about 7? How about 7? We're gonna go 7. We're gonna go 7. 7. No, so in here. 69 online, yes, sir, that's right. All right, here we go, and let's see, number 30, it's 04, Chevy, that's right. I'm the carpet man, boys, got the third row, modern man, straight along here, $5. Okay, fine, this is 2 and a quarter. How about 2 and a quarter, 2 and a quarter, and a quarter here, 2 and a quarter, and around. How about 2 and a quarter, 2 and a half? How about a 50, 50, 50, and a 75, 275? How about 275, 300? How about 3 and a quarter? I got 3 over here. How about 3 and a quarter? How about 3 and a quarter and a quarter and a quarter down here, down here, so 10. 300, number 6 is divided. Here's number 31, 01, James and Yukon, quarter on the minute. Hey, let's see, about 9 here, 9 and a rush. How about 9, 3, you said 3. How about 4? How about 4, 5? How about 5? Gonna go 5, how about 5? Now 6, gonna go 6, now 7, now 8. And a half, now 8, now a half, now 9, we go 9, now a half, now 1,000. And a 1,000 over 1,000 over 1,000. And a 9 and a half here, how about 975, 975, 975, 75, 1,000, a quarter. And a quarter, need to be simple. How much in the quarter, no, and over here, 50. How about 1,050, you're gonna go 50, 50, 50, 50, yes, no, and we have 50, 70, come on, it's not good like a winner, okay? This good. 75. Okay, 10 and a half there. 1075? No? 75, 11? How about 11? I just said, don't get like old ladies, and you're still going. How about 11? How about 11? But 11, here we saw it. 1075, I'm on, all right, the old lady one. All right, here's number 32. Here comes a 97. Chevy, that's 10. All right, two go 90 trends, two go runs, always tight on runs, two go up 900. How about here, next to that, check it out. Check out 9 bucks, 5 bucks. How about 5 here, 5, 3, 3 and a quarter. I think I got 3, going up, cut down. How about 3 and a quarter, now half, 350. And now it's under 400, 400, 4, 4, and there's a cut, quarter, and a quarter. And then quarter, 25, you're 25, 50, 450, now 75. How about 75? How about 475, 5? Give me 5, now quarter. And a quarter, 5 a quarter, what do you say? A quarter and a half, and 50. And a 50, 50, you gotta go 50, 50, 500, 50, and a 50, and we have solar tank. Like a quarter online. Okay, here we go, number 33, a week model, balance quarter. Right, 400 minutes, we go around here, we say here, we go about 900. He said, 3 and a quarter. Quarter, give me quarter, I got 3 already, quarter, half, 75, 4. I'm a 4 and a quarter and a half, here, 75, and 5 and a half. I got a half, no 6, you want to be 6 and a half. How about a half, no 7 and a half, 7 and a half, and 8. And my weight on side is 7 and a half, 8, no, 8, 15, 8, 59, how about 9? How about 9, there we go. How about I take your fortune? I got 9. Now, huh? How about a huh? Now, 1,000. How about 1,000? Now, huh? Now, 11. And a huh? Now, 12. And a huh? 12 and a huh? 13. And a huh? And 14. And a huh? And 15. And a huh? And a huh? 15, 50. He's 50 hits. It's full. Obviously, we're going to take that. I got 15 and a half. 16. How about 16? 15 and a half on line. 16 on site. Now, huh? I got half. 17. Now, huh? Now I got half again. 17. 17, 150. And that's 15. Gonna go 50, 50, and that's 50 here. Now 18. 18, sir. 18. Now, huh? How about 18 and a half? I have 18. 18 and a half. 18, 150. Come on, two first year up. 18, 150. 19. 19. Now, huh? I got 19 on side. Take two first, yes, sir. How about 19 and a half? 19 and a half. 19, 150, 50, and we sold it on site. At 1900, 1900, number 100 is the buyer, right? Yes, sir, 100 even. Right here's number 34, hold on, BMW X3, 4 on that, give me 9. Oh my God. How about 9 bucks, got a little scratch. Hey, no, how about 5, there, 5 bucks, 5 bucks, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. I got a hundred, you know, 75, you go 75, each 3 and a half, 75, 4. Number 4, not quarter. They don't watch him, watch me. I got 4 and a quarter and a half. I got a half, you got again, 4 and a half, 75. How about 75? You gotta go 75, 500 and a quarter, 525. How about 2 and a quarter? He's in the 5, quarter, half, 75. How about 75? You gotta go 5, 75, 6, now a quarter, and a quarter, 6 over here, a quarter here, and half there, and 75. You gotta go 75, and 7, and 7. 7 and a quarter, and a quarter. I do. I have 7 on site, 7 and a quarter, guys. How about 7 and a quarter? Hey, be first, there. How about 7 and a quarter? No. So that's 700. Number 8 is my air. All right, here we have number 35. It's a 95 Mississippi Trooper. All right, $4 automatic, heavy, 800. 800 bucks. We said 2 and a quarter. Don't scratch it. How about 2 and a quarter? Half. 250, 50, 50, 2 and a quarter. Well, I did. 2 and a half, 75, 3, 303, 2, 75, 3, you gotta get 300. How about 300, 300, 300, so okay. 275, number 4, 275, number 4, here's 36 star, over 3, price of 52 there. Right, $4, another minute, take it around here, give me about 900. How about 900 bucks, 500 bucks on that one, you gotta go 5, he said 3, I'll take it, not 4. And a half, 350, he's going to quarter, 3 and a half. I got 350, now 75, not over 400. How about 400 on here, not quarter, now 150, I got 50, 50, 450. How about 450, now 75, now 5. How about 500, now over 20, how about 50, 50, 50, how about 40 over here on site? How about a half a line, now 75, 6. How about 6, 600. How about 600, 600, how about 6, and a quarter, 650. How about 50 now, 75, that's 7, 7. How about 7, you're gonna go 7, you're gonna go 7, 700. How about 7, 7, down here, we have, number 10, 675, number 4 is one of the years, 37, no 6 is on the card. All right, 4 going, again, let's see here, hey, about 800. How about making about 2, my goodness, how about 4 about 10 points, I got 3 and a quarter. How about 3 and a quarter, right here, behind, right here, 350. And then 175, no 400, did you want to go 4, now 4? And then 4 now half, 450, each 4 and a half, now 75. How about 75, 500 down, give me 5, what do you say, 5 now a quarter. And a quarter, 550, and a 50, 50 now, 75, here, 6, 600. 6, now a quarter, and a quarter, 6 here. How about 6 and a quarter, and a quarter, and a quarter, and a quarter, down here, we have something, 10. 600 to buyer, number 6, right here, 38, is an old 3, okay, we're done, that's here now. Salvage title guys, 4 on, the minutes, schedule run, they about 500. How about 500 bucks, 3 and a quarter. How about 3 and a quarter, 2 Smith, 3 and a quarter. I got 3 and a quarter, and a quarter, and a quarter, right here, think I would, 3 and a quarter, half. How about 15, gonna go 50, 50, 350, he's your turn. How about 350, 50, you're gonna go 50, here you sold it, 10, 325, number 6 is the buyer, right here is number 3999 model. On the Nissan, come to your truck, you're going to get minutes, people to ride, they get about 600. How about 600 bucks on that one? How about 6, I got 3, 3.5, quarter point. I got 3.5, 75, and a 4.5, and 5.5, and 6. How about 6.5? How about a half, a quarter, and a half, 650, 6.25. How about 6.5? How about 650, 50, and 50 here, we sold it 10. 625 online, right here, number 40, here comes a 95 Dodge Ram, 3/4 ton truck, guys, two-door automatic. Main Street, number on that, we tell you what, look at that, wax and all, too, what about 9? How about 9, how about 5, 3.25 half. How about 50, 50, 350, 3.25, 3.5, 75. How about 75, we're gonna go 375, 400. How about 4.25, 25, what a half, 450, 75. And then 500 and a quarter, 525 and a half, 75, 6 and a quarter. And a quarter, 6.25, 600, 6.25. How about 6.25 here, 6.25, no, we sold it 10. That's 600, online, here's car 41, it's a 12, Ford, F-150. Two dollar managed to the line, we need about 900, how about 500, what's the start? 2 truck. I got 5.5. I got 5.5, 50, here, 6, here, you got half. And a quarter, and a half, and 75, 7 and a quarter. How about 75, eat. 75, 9 and a quarter. Here, no, 1,000, let's see, you better see. We'll just wait, 10 and a half, now we're back. How about 11, no half. How about a half, 12. How about 12, we're gonna get 12 and a half. How much we're gonna have? 13, gonna be 13 and a half. How about 13, 50? And 50, he says a quarter. Now, 75, 14, and a quarter half. How about a half? 40, 50, 75, 15, 15, now half, 16. How about 16? Gonna be 16, no half, give me half, 17. How about 17? How about 17? Now half, 17, 50. And 50, my dearest lady for me, it's gonna be more. I got half, 18. How about 18 and a half, 1850, right? 1850, we're gonna go 50, 50, 1850, and we sold it. 1800, online, right here, we got number 42, 99, 77, it's a half ton. To go automatic, to go on, here it comes. I got time to go here, $100, extra cash, water, 500. I ain't going fine, I'm gonna go fine, 4.25. I got 4 no half. I got a half, 5, I'm a quarter, 75, 6. I'm a 6, and a quarter and a half, 75. And 7, and a quarter and a half. I'm a half, 75, gonna go 75, 800 and a quarter and a half. 850, gonna go 50, 50, 75, 900. How about 9 and a quarter and a half, about a half, 950. And a 50, he's 9 and a quarter. I got a half, 75,000. How about 1,000? And a time to go, 1,000 to go, 1,000 to go, 1,000 dollars, and a quarter, you know, half over here, 50. And a 50, 10 and a quarter, 10 and a half. How about a half, 75? How about 75, 75, and 75? And when we got that, how about 11, they're gonna give me 11, come on, guys. Ready? I got 11 and a quarter. How about quarter? 11 here, 11 and a quarter, why not? How about 11 and a quarter, and a quarter here, you know, so it's online. 1100, here's number 43, 45, 75. Quarter of the minutes, for the amount of times. Who gave me time with some need? How about 500 bucks, that price, fine? That's the start. How about 500 bucks? 500 bucks, 3.5. I got 350, 50, gonna go 50, 40, 75, 40, not 40, here, 375, 4, not 1.5. 75, how about 5? We're gonna go 5, not quarter, here, we need a quarter half. How about a half? How about a quarter, half, 75, we're gonna go 75, 5, 75. How about 75, 6, and a quarter, 6.45, minus 6. How about 6 and a quarter, and a half, and 75, we're gonna go 75, 7. And 7, we're gonna go 700. How about 7, we're gonna go 7, we're gonna go 7, not quarter, no half, here, 50. How about 50, 750, 7 and a half, 75, 800. How about 800 bucks? You guys get that whole win, you know that? 800. And a quarter, 825, 850, 850, 850, 850. 75, see? That's the other one, she woke up. 875, 9. How about 9? Go down, not 40, 925, 900, not 40, yeah. Holy moly. 925, and a half. How about a half? How about a half? How about a half? How about the 50 away? 925 online, okay? All right, here we go. Here's number 4493 Mercedes 600 CL. 400 here we run, we're about 1,000. How about down with the girls? It's a big body style. How about down with the bucks? 5, 6. How about 6? I got 5, 6. How about half? How about 500? Okay, now 75, 6, quarter, half, 75, 7, and a quarter. And a quarter, and a half, 75, now 800, now 800, now 775, 8, yes, 8, now a quarter, now half, 850, 75 and a half, 75, 900, how about 900, a quarter, and a quarter, now half, how about a half, now half, 75, and 75, now 1,000, and a half, and now 11, how about 11 here, give me 11 here, 75, now 11. How about that? Not that, not quarter. How about 40 and a half, maybe 50 here, 75, come on guys. And 75, he's 11 and a half, 11.75. How about 75 here, 12, now a quarter. How about 12 and a quarter, he's in that 12, 12 and a quarter. How about 12 and a quarter, and a quarter, and a quarter here, and a quarter, half here, 75. And 13, and a quarter. And a quarter, we're gonna go quarter here, 18 first, wake up. 13 and a quarter, and a quarter here, half, 13 and a half, 75. How about 75? That's a big deal on site, is it 800 bit? Why does it take you so long? How about 75? 14 and a half, now 15. How about 15? We're gonna go 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, and we have, see, this is like an old lady. 15, now half. I got on site at 15, 15 and a half. Come on, be first, wake up, your turn. 1550, 1550, and we slowly on site. At 1500, 1500, this number is number 103, 103, so the one over here is 45, 4010. Chevy Compass car. All right, those run for the Honda Manage, for the run, satisfied, $80 each hour, 1,000. Neither, that. How about 11, 12, 13, 14, gonna go $1,400 here, 14 where? I got 114 and a half, 50, 50, 14's over here, 1450. 50, 50, 50 here, quarter, now half, no 75. How about 75? I'm gonna go 75, 75, 15, 15, no half. How about 100? I got half, 16, no half. And a half, give me half, right? 50 quarters, gotta go half. And 18 and a half, 19. How about 19? You're gonna go 19, 19. How about 19? It's 18 and a half. 19, no half, 2 grand. How about 2? You're gonna get 2 grand, you're gonna get 2. 1, 2 grand, no half, and a 1. How about 1? You're gonna go 1, you're gonna go 100. How about 21? No half, no 2, you're gonna get 2, 22, 21 and a half here. How about 22 and a half, and 3? How about 23? You're gonna go 3. Come on, guys, let's go. How about 23 hit another? 23 hit another. Now half. I got a half and 4. How about 24? I'm gonna go 400. And 24, my dear, give me one. 24, now half, now 5. How about 25? 25, I'm gonna go 5. 5 here. Hey, wake up. How about 25 here? Waiting house, only on site. At 24.50, put on the feet. Here's car 46, 2013 on my side, eh? All right, guys, hey, don't hold her, yes, sir. All right, let's go downhill, maybe, okay. For our other managed, they're gonna run here, they're gonna give me how much, 1,000? No? How about
I
5?
got 200 bucks.
Fine, 200 bucks, oh, that's the big spenders. How about 2 and a half, 2 and a quarter, 2 and a quarter, no? So, at 200, number 6, 200, number 6, 247 is a 99, CRV. Quarter Honda Manage, you're gonna run it here, 800. 800 bucks, 400 bucks. He said 3, I'll take that in a quarter. A quarter, no half. I got a hundred, the 50, 75, I'm gonna back in the $400 and a quarter. And a quarter, 4 0, 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half. I got a hundred, 75, pound and a quarter. How about 150 is a quarter, but a half, it's up a half. 75, 6 and a quarter. And a hundred, 650, and a 50 and a 75. 675, money 6 and a half. 675, now 7 and a quarter. How about quarter, 7 here, each fish both on. How about 7 and a quarter half? I got a half, 75, 75, 7, 75, get about 75, 75, 800, 8, now a quarter. And a quarter, now half, 50, and a 50, 75, 900, 900, a quarter, 925. How about 925? He's going, how about 9 and a quarter here, 9 1 2 sell it, right? 900, number 8 to buy, 8 to buy. Right, here's number 4809, we did the check card. Right, quarter how many minutes, we did it on it here, hey, about how much, 800? How much, 800 bucks on that one? Well, how about 400 bucks, half price? I got 4 and a half. I got a half, he's in at 4. How about a half, 4 and a quarter? How about quarter, no pound, 70 pound, you're gonna go 475 pound, 500 and a quarter. And the quarter, no pound, and here, 75. How about 75, 600 and a quarter, 625. How about 25, 50, or 75, you're gonna go 675. How about 75, 7 and a quarter. And a quarter, we're on side to 7 and a quarter, 7 and a half, 75. How about 75, then now read, 800, now read, and a quarter. 825, I got 8, and a quarter, then 8 and a half, 8 and a quarter here. Hey, how about 50, 50, hey, Brian, can you turn the light off for me? 850, 850, yes, sir. So much right. 825 online, 825 online. Thank you. All right, here we go, number 49. The letters went. Here we go. Here's number 49. 09 to get a jet, another jet card. All right, $4 automatic to the around this on my salvage title. Right here, but $1,000. You want 5? How about 500 bucks? He said 4, 4 and a half, 5, 75, 5. I have 4 and 75, 5, we'll have 75. How about 75? Minus 5 and a half here, 5, 75, 6. I got 6 and a quarter, 625, 6, and a half, 175. And then 7 and a quarter, 7 and a quarter, 7, 7 and a quarter, 4. I have 7 and a half, it's even better, 75. How about 75? We're gonna go 75. How about 75? Then we sold. That's 750 online, right? Here's number 50. Here's that for me, 14, 175. For no automatic, to the run, salvage title on the Honda car. Hey, everybody got a bid here, we got 1,000. You?
I got 1,000, another 50.
1,000, 11, half, 12, half, 13, and a half, 14, and a half, 15, and a half, and a half, and a half, 16. If you guys are gonna bid, you gotta put your hand up. 16, 16 and a half, 17 and a half, 18 and a half, and a half, 19 and a half, 2 grand, 2 grand, and a half, no more, no half. I have one set of 1 and a half, no 2 and a half, no 3. How about 3? I got you at 22 and a half. 3, no half, no 4, no half. How about a half? 24, 24 and a half, 25, 25, no half, no 6. How about 26? Online, now a half. And 7 and a half, and a half, it was sold. We have, now 8 is still sold. 28, how about 28 and a half, and a half, now 9, how about 9 and a half, 3 grand. How about 3? We're gonna go 3 and a half, 31, 32, how about 32, 31, 0, online, 32, how about 32, no, it's only online. At 3,100, 3,100, right here's number 51, I hate you for Ranger. Right, to run in your trash, to the right here, we're gonna say here, 800. How about $800, $300, 3 and a quarter. I got 3 and a quarter, extra cash, 3 and a quarter. A quarter is 100, 315, are you bidding? 3 and a half. How about 350, 50, 50, 50, 50, 75, you go 75, 3 and a half, 75, 4. How about 4? Give me 4. How about 4? You're gonna get 400, 400, 400, and that's over 375, number 6. The winner here is number 52. There's a 2 for that. Hold on. 4 11, 800, 800. How many 800 bucks? 800 bucks on that. You want 4? Number 4, 3 again, 3 and a quarter. Number 3 and a quarter. And a quarter and a half, 3, 15, they go 50, 50, 50, now, 75, 4, now a quarter. And a half, and 75, and 5, and a quarter. And a half, 50, what do you see? 5 and a half, 5 and a quarter, now 75, 6. How about 6? Come on, guys. How about 600? You're gonna go 600, 600, 600 here in the quarter and a half. How about 650? You're gonna go 50, 75, you're gonna go 700. How about 7? You're gonna go 7. What did we say? How about 7 here, 7 there, here you have silver tank. 675. Hang on. Come on. Here's 53. Here comes an old 5 from the Civic car. All right, for automatic, and what do you say on this one? It is. I'm going to find that. Don't forget to put the wheel on. Hey, you're going to be 800. Hey, how about 3, 3 and a quarter? How about 3 and a quarter and a quarter? 3, 3 and a quarter and a quarter and a quarter. I got 3. 3 and a quarter?
You got 3, sir?
Let's see. I got 3 and a quarter. Who said yeah?
Quarter.
Quarter, half. 3 and a half. Are you good?
Half.
Out of half, 75. How about 75? 4 and a quarter, 25, 4, 25. How about 25, 15? I'm going to go 50, 75, 500. How about 5? They did. How about 5 and another? How about 5? They only 5 and another. No quarter. No quarter. No, 50. How about a 50, 50? Here to go 55, 50. What do you say? 150 now, 75. Come on, guys. Come in like a winner. Times 75, 6. How about 6? What do we 600? How about 600? 600 and a quarter and a quarter. Give me 6 and a quarter. How about 6 and a quarter and a quarter? Here we have. Sort of 600 online. Right, here we go. The last car, 54 is a 2015 Lexus. EX350, 400. They ain't gonna give me, yes it is. Are you gonna give me about 800? They got about 12. How about 4? He said 3, 3 and a quarter. I got 4, 4 and a half, not 5. I got 5 and a half. 50 in the 5, 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half, 75. 70, 26, and a quarter. And a quarter and a quarter, here, 6 and a quarter. A quarter and a half, no 75, gonna go 75, 7. How about 7? Gonna go 7 and a quarter and a quarter and a half, wait, 750, 75. And 800, now 8 here, 88, now a quarter and a quarter, and a half. I'm gonna leave 50, yes sir, 825 is on the site. 8 and a half online, now 875, now 900. How about 9 here, 9 and another. How about 9, not 40, 50, 950. How about 950, 50, 950, 950, and we have.
Half.
975, and 1,000, and 1,000, and 1,000 to go. How about 1,000? What color are your penis? How about 1,000 and we solar tank? 975, number 4. Number 4 is buyer. Right, hey guys, thanks for coming out tonight. Don't forget, pay your bills, get your cards out, and we'll see you all next Thursday. We'll do it all over again, all right?
All right, sir, you're clear on the screen.